What's up, everybody? Omega Dudes episode 16. We got a little bit of Lady Gaga dog action for you, doggy style. Hidden messages in the Mars Perseverance mission, and actually Omega Dudes featuring their new producer who's going to roll the intro. Roll the intro. Mom, roll the intro! Damn it! Thank you for watching that intro, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Omega Dudes. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Just do it. We're not going to get into why. Just do it. Just that should be our motto. Just do it. I like that.
Just
I like that.
How has nobody thought of that before?
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it, guys.
Yeah.
Just subscribe.
Just
Omega Dudes, just do it. That's a copyright strike for sure. If you haven't left a comment before, it's on you guys to do it now. And actually, since we reached 50 subscribers last week, you saw some coffee videoage over the weekend. Thank you very much for all the subscriptions. Keep them coming. We're trying to figure out a good little reward for 100 subscribers. So if you guys have any thoughts, comment section, let us know what you'd like to see. We're open to suggestions. We'll just put it that way.
The top of my list is a pizza party for the first 100 subscribers at
Chuck E.
Chaz's
Cheese
house.
Oh, well, Chaz's house is kind of fun, I guess, as well too.
I'll get a bounce house.
Yeah, that's what's funny about bounce houses is that my wife's sister, every time it seems like her kid or her sister-in-law's kids have a birthday, they get a bounce house, and it's this whole to-do. I don't know. I don't really get it. Kids love it, but the other thing is that when kids come over, it worries me because, man, people are so like sue happy nowadays. Like kids come over to your house and bounce on a bounce house. Like
that.
you need waivers or something.
Yeah,
That's a good idea. I'm having a birthday
you gotta
party
sign
this weekend.
waivers.
Yeah.
You got to sign, get a waiver made up just for like kids to come over and play anymore.
It's
Yeah, I'm supposed to have like
Sign
7 or 8 kids
here,
over this weekend.
initial here.
I
Make sure
would-
you put the date, the full year.
I would
Man,
absolutely
that's-
talk to them first and just be like, hey, just want to make certain that if like, everybody's responsible for their own kids over here and you might want to be recording with your phone while you do that. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Put that out there. But
It's for my podcast, I swear.
yeah, it's the 100 subscriber reward. Also, share our videos. If you like our videos, share. That is our number one way of getting out there because we only have 50 subscribers. So yeah, please go ahead and share. If it weren't for our killer thumbnails and
Mom.
awesome content, yeah, share the videos,
True.
please. How's
Sharing
everybody's
is
week
caring, people.
been?
Sharing is caring.
Total caring. How's everybody's week been?
Well, it's not -20 and the power and water's back on. So that's exciting.
Your
That's
fridge
a plus.
broke.
That's a win.
Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Your fridge died or something?
Oh, yeah, that was great. That was
Yeah.
great.
Did you lose any food?
No, I had literally just gotten home from the grocery store, got it open, I'm starting to put stuff away. And I'm like, why is everything in here thawed out? This isn't fair.
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully, I've got 2 fridges already and I've got a chest freezer. So I took everything and put it in the freezer or in the other fridge. It just sucked.
When I heard chest freezer, for some reason, I was thinking like open up your chest and there's a freezer inside. And I was like, that'd be kind of cool having a chest freezer. You could, any sports
Naturally.
games. Yeah. Just put a 6-pack in your chest freezer. Amazon, get
Baseball
on that.
players
Amazon
put it
Basics
down.
chest freezer. We want it.
It's been nice here, man. I mean, it's been like in the 60s and 70s the last 2 or 3 days. So we've been spending as much time outdoors as possible.
So jealous, man. It's already in the 80s. It's like mid 80s here.
It was 80 2 days ago. The high was like 30 today. It's going to be 60 tomorrow, but like not next week, but the week after, we're supposed to be back below 0 again.
Texas just can't figure itself out.
Mother Nature is just drunk here. I swear to God.
Seriously jealous though, because it's not even March yet and we're already into the 80s. It's still going down to like high 50s, low 60s at night, but it's coming. It's just coming. Full blast. Florida just.
Yeah.
Florida's
gonna, and you know what I just thought of? Like, Florida's gonna it's gonna be so. Don't get sick this summer, Chris. Don't get sick this summer. Don't have to go to the hospital for anything because, dude, you know, Florida's going to be freaking, like, the medical system in Florida is getting overrun this summer. I guarantee it, with all the New Yorkers and all the people from, like, New England, like, fleeing and coming down to Florida. Whoo, boy, it's going to be, y'all aren't going to have, you're not even going to have, like, an off season this summer.
Yeah.
So, like, normally for those of you out there that don't know how Florida works, Florida during the winter months, all the snowbirds, or as Southerners, indigenous Southerners like myself always called them growing up, damn Yankees, go down to Florida during the winter time, during like 4 or 6 months or whatever, during the coldest parts of the year, because their states are, an iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go back home during the summer. And so during the summer, it's really slow down there.
To put this in a nutshell, up north, you've got deer season, you've got duck season. In Florida, you've got tourist season. Unfortunately, you can't shoot them.
And this is what happened. That's a good one.
This is the Omega Dudes podcast. Do not advocate the opinions of Chaz.
But yeah, to for anyone that doesn't live in a tourist location, basically what it comes down to is, for the majority of the year, it takes me about 15 minutes to drive to work. And during season, it's like 30, 45 minutes, just because of the influx of people. They're like, I want to go down to Florida because the weather's nice and we can go to the beaches and all the tourists. I can't stand it. People will like ask,
I swear that I don't miss.
What do you recommend
the people
for visitors to Florida? And I'm like, leaving?
I don't.
Driving north.
I always said when I lived there, it's like I want to meet somebody and actually have a legitimate conversation of some people from Michigan and Ohio, just so I can figure out where they're from, so that I can go there during the winter. Just
wow,
be away from them.
Man, have you noticed it this year? It feels like there's one extra person in our town. Chaz is like, got him.
But that's what I was saying, Chris, is like, this year with all the people like fleeing the north and fleeing the, New York and the restrictions and everything up there, down to Florida. They're all thinking like, oh, it'll be great. It'll just be like we already holiday November through January in Florida. It'll be fun. It'll be like an extended vacation. We'll just stay there this summer. Yeah. Except in the wintertime, it's like, it's not a heat index of 104 at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It's fun. 90%.
Somehow 200% humidity, like you're literally swimming as you're walking.
Defying physics.
Yeah.
It's like I used to run that shop, right? And it's like I'd hate that time of year, because it's like everybody'd always come down, all the snowbirds, all that. It's just like, oh, I only live. And it's like, oh, no, don't fix this. Don't fix that. Yeah, I know this has got a problem. It's like, oh, I'm only here 6 months out of the year. You do realize that's half the time, right? You drive a piece of shit up there too. It's like some people, it's like, I can't believe you said that. And then some of them were like, son of a bitch, you're right.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is that it makes sense. Like, why would you not take care of your car? It's going to break down, and most likely it's going to happen when you first get down here, and you're going to have to deal with that right off rip. So why not just fix it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
It would always drive me crazy.
I wonder if...
But go ahead.
My hat's still crooked from that intro, and it's bothering me.
I think that it could be, I'm just speculating. I'm just spitballing here, but you know how like they have winter beaters? Like people have a winter beater car that they park their nice car in the garage for the winter. Yeah. And then they have some junky car they don't care about. They drive during the winter. Maybe they move their winter beater down to Florida and they consider it a winter beater, but it's like, it's Florida. You don't need a winter beater down here.
Yeah.
If anything, you need like a hurricane season beater.
Well, what drives me crazy about those people is like, these are the people that walk around with like the little dog carriers and they take their dogs everywhere. It's like, you get dogs at the beach, dogs on the table in a restaurant, get dogs in my shop. What the hell?
Mm-hmm. You got dog walkers getting shot over dogs.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that, Paris?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's in Italy right now. She's shooting a movie in Italy.
In Rome, specifically, from what I read.
Yeah.
My sources tell me.
So she's got her dog walker back home, goes out to walk her dogs, and somebody goes out and shoots the dude and steals 2 of her dogs and runs off.
He had three French bulldogs, which, let me just take an aside here, and I'll put this up on the screen really quick. I also have a French bulldog. This is Gus. It's a very, very good boy. But 3 French bulldogs. Not Lady Gaga's. It is not Lady Gaga's. Unless she wants to give me half of that $500,000 that she's offering, no questions asked, for the return of her dogs, then maybe it might be one of. Nah, I'm just kidding. Gus is too cool for that. Yeah, but so shot the dog walker. It wasn't fatal, thankfully. He's in the hospital. Expect to make a full recovery, but grabbed 2 of her dogs. The other one hightailed it out of there before he could get scooped up too. And if he's anything like Gus, he was probably screaming the whole way. And those guys can run too. Like, you wouldn't think so with their little, stubby noses and pudgy legs, but they can haul. They'll just keep running and running. Yeah. But
so do we know anything about it? Like, did the guy just straight up get mugged, or did the perp know that this was the Lady G's?
That's what's up in the air right now. They don't know if it was targeted.
No idea.
Targeted, or some sites are saying, well, French bulldogs are highly in demand and super expensive, which is why, of course, I have one. And they don't know if it was just a normal dog napping, because you can make money off of these dogs. And I'm sure Lady Gaga's are like really well-bred, top of the line bloodline dogs. And I don't know if a armed dog napper would know that just by seeing them or not, but so they don't know if it was that, or if they specifically targeted them because he knew who they belonged to. But she offered up a reward, $500,000, $500,000 for the return of her dogs. No questions asked. No questions asked. I guarantee the police will have some questions for whoever returns those dogs, but but
she won't. That's interesting. I've never heard of an armed dog napping. I have
shots fired.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty crazy. I have heard of dog napping though. Like, that's where I lived up in Appalachia for a while.
Fairly common.
It was very common up there, and I imagine in other places too, but it was too easy to get around that. They would just like steal dogs out of people's backyards. And that's why I'm a big advocate today of people not, just leaving their dogs out or leaving them in their backyard. Because people come by and especially if it's a nice pure breed that could bring money on the market. And you'll see people selling these beautiful dogs for a few $100s or whatever on Facebook Marketplace, and a lot of those dogs are just stolen.
Yeah, speaking of which, if anybody out there sees a good deal on a dog like that, it's probably because it's stolen. For example, we also have a English bulldog picture up on the screen now. This is Petunia. She's a very scared English bulldog. Great dog though, and she's not a cheap dog. Neither was Gus. They're both around $2,000 or so. We wouldn't buy one straight out anymore. We would adopt, having done that and learned our lesson. It's just, find one that's maybe has a little bit of mix, but is mostly an English bulldog or something, and adopt it. That's what we're going to do from now on. But we have a backyard that it's not completely fenced in. On 3 sides it is, but you can still get out to the front. For the most part, she'll go out, hang out, do her business, whatever she needs to do. Every now and then she gets just this wild hair and she decides she's just going to go walking around, and we'll find her like 3 houses down, just sniffing some birds or whatever the case may be, and scares the heck out of us because anyone driving around, our neighbors just had their cars broken into a couple nights ago. They came and knocked on my door tonight and told me that. I didn't know, but It's been happening around here. I've read on the Neighbors app that happening. So if there's people, crimes of opportunity, opening up unlocked car doors to steal things inside, if they see a expensive dog walking around, it's a nice little target, so it scares us. But
yeah,
it's crazy, man. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy shit going on in California right now. Like there's Tiger went down again.
I know.
I mean,
that crazy road. He pissed off his wife again?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Tell me what you thought.
Baskin.
Tell me what you guys thought when you saw that, because my dad actually sent me a text about it, and then he didn't know how to send an article. My dad likes to watch a lot of TV. He'll just like chill and watch the news all day long, liberal news. Okay. And
I'm gonna be honest and real. We all thought the same thing.
Yes, he sent me the picture of that car, and I had flashbacks. There wasn't a fire hydrant. There were flashbacks.
It's okay. Homie just got caught with another hooker and is hauling ass. That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Like, that was, bro, you haven't figured this out yet.
That's because Chaz, you were the one that was telling us that he was seen leaving a hotel, and it was like 7:30 a.m.
Something
in a hurry.
But turns out that's not the case. The cops said that there's
not.
Yeah, no, no charges are going to be filed. It literally was just an accident. You said, Chaz, you saw like a bad piece of road or something like kind of infamous in the area.
Yeah, that's a notoriously bad road that there's constantly accidents on.
But the big thing is, how's he just was making these comebacks in golf, and now he has legs that have like a bunch of like full clean breaks, like
28 pin.
Yeah, like compound fractures, he's got titanium all through it.
The one surgeon said give him a year. He'll be back out there.
I don't know, man. My mom,
I don't know.
I mean,
when they hit that deer on their motorcycle, and my mom's leg broke like that. Like this was 10 years, 15 years ago, and she still has issues.
She can't afford the same doctors Tiger can.
Yeah, and also, guys, let's keep it in perspective. Golf is literally the only sport that people can play at a professional level drunk. Okay? I mean,
and like South Park told us
the definition of what a sport is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Like South Park told us, if the cure for HIV is blended up cash, then I'm sure he can just get some injections and he'll be just right as rain. So
yeah, just a cash cast around his leg.
Right.
A cast made of plaster of Paris $100 bills.
Plaster of Benjamin.
Is he a rapper now?
Hopefully when he does, though, maybe he'll come back and he won't be as good, and he'll need some new sponsors so he can get the Omega Dudes. We'll become a sponsor. It'll be Omega Dudes. Just do it.
Wait. Why would we sponsor him?
It's Tiger Woods, dude.
He's the one with the money, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll pay us for our logo because we got he'll pay us for our logo. It'll be like a reverse. I don't know, man. You figure it out. I'm not a salesman. I'm like the back end guy. I make all the stuff happen.
Give me his contact details. I'll work this shit out.
There you go. Please. Speaking of working stuff out, apparently Marilyn Manson still hasn't worked out all of this stuff that he's going through.
Have you seen that guy's
the
arms?
Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office will figure it out for him.
Have you seen his noodle arms? That dude has never worked out, ever.
No, they actually legitimately opened a formal investigation against him.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Like, what did anything new come out that?
No, an unnamed woman has made the accusations, and they are now investigating a 10-year-old claim. So I don't know how much evidence they're gonna pull out of it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to comment on it because
they make stuff up as they go, from what I understand.
Well, and like we've said before, it's not something that we want to comment too much on because we don't know, we weren't there or anything. And hopefully it's not the case, or on the flip side, if it is the case and what these girls are saying is legitimate and whatever, then hopefully they get some justice. I'll say that. It's just, yeah, we'll see. I guess I don't know.
I still say I want to go in the next coming week or two. I'm going to wind up doing a little separate video and post to our little Instagram about some of this stuff. Is I actually came across the actual testimonies and stuff from his accusers. And I mean, I don't want to go too much into it right now because I haven't had a chance to read through all of them. But I mean,
please tell me it's like Marilyn Manson v. Beautiful People.
It's all relative to the size of your steeple, boys.
No, but I think you just gave Hollywood an idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Listen,
yeah. Did y'all know that where he got his name? Did you know that? And I find this very interesting, just for myself, is that Marilyn Manson came up with his name for as a combination of Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson, saying like the most beautiful and like the worst of society, and blended them together to make his self. I don't know.
Isn't that like the whole band though? They all their names are similar, like constructs like that. I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because he combined Marilyn Monroe with Charles Manson. Two people that who are much more interesting, whose stories are much more compelling, and who have been much more consequential to people's lives in the world than Marilyn Manson ever will be.
But I will say that Marilyn Manson's music is way better than what's her name, Marilyn Monroe or Charles Manson's music. They both were not that great. So. And some of his stuff is pretty catchy.
Did they make music?
Yeah. Charles Manson, he was recording with the what's his name from the Beach Boys. Yeah, that's like he knew.
That's
right.
That's right. Interesting. So okay, well that's 1 point for him. But
yeah, he's had some good songs. He's persevered. I'll say that his music has persevered. And if that isn't the best setup I've ever thrown out there, Chaz,
that's where I was going. So I also read we talked about the Perseverance Mars lander last week. And when the chute opened and it landed, I didn't figure it out, but there's a lot of people on the planet that are a lot nerdier than I am.
So let me say this really quick.
Was written in binary code.
Yeah, let me say this really quick. How did they see this?
Oh, when the Perseverance was sending back video of the landing. It's got three-dimensional cameras,
the 360
all over
thing.
it.
So they released a video of I've been so busy with work this week, I haven't been able to keep up on some of this stuff, but they released like an actual landing video.
Yeah.
That's cool. I need to check that out.
And what's going on with this? There was a binary code.
It's a hidden message from NASA on the parachute that says, "Dare mighty things." And it leaves the GPS coordinates of their jet propulsion laboratory in California.
Boom.
It said dare
mighty things.
Man, if that isn't a challenge for Elon Musk and SpaceX, I don't know what is.
They might as well have said "suck it, Elon." Like that's very kind of like definitely kind of like a Elon Musk thing to do.
Wouldn't it have been funny if it just like spat out an iPad and it was just that GIF of the starship crashing and exploding? Wait, hold on, I probably still have it. Here we go.
I swear.
Just replaying over and over.
I swear, Elon Musk is going to be the first man on Mars, and I swear to you, the first words out of his mouth are going to be, "Suck it, bitches."
I don't know. We'll see. He's a strange dude, man. He's got what's her name? The singer girlfriend, or they're not married. They're having the kid or something. And I don't really follow his personal life too much, but he's got different tastes.
Yeah, I know he named his son a random map sign.
Yeah,
I can't even.
It was like what was it he say? He was talking to Rogan about it. It was like a combination of his favorite numbers and his favorite jet or something like that. He's a strange bird.
Wasn't it Frank Zappa that named his kid Moon Unit? And I can't remember what the other one was. Something like that. Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow
They say that
her daughter Apple.
Yeah, that's the other one.
There's all kinds of when you're poor, people like this, if they don't have money, they call if they don't have money, they're lunatics. If they do have money, they're eccentrics. So.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
Dude, that just reminded me. You're the Spider-Man nerd here. Well, okay. We all like this stuff. You're the comic book, you're the expert, I'll say, in that stuff. Like I definitely kind of dabble in it a little bit, but you're more research than I about this. Is there going to be a multiverse or not? Because you were talking about it and I was getting super excited. I was buying into it, but then who's the Tom Holland? Is that his name? Tom Holland?
Yeah.
He announced that the other two Spider-Man actors, I'm losing it, Andrew Garfield
and Maguire.
Yeah, and Tobey Maguire. He said that they weren't going to be in Spider-Man title, the new one.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah, something home. No Way Home. He said they weren't going to be in it. And I was looking forward to that because what you were saying sounded really legit, especially with the whole Flash and Flashpoint thing that's going on. And, I was thinking maybe Marvel and DC are going to have this back and forth. But then he said, no. What do you know about this?
Well, first off, he did the same thing with the last movie. And Tom Holland, he really needs to get into producing, maybe even some form of marketing. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know, but it's actually because of him that we even got a Spider-Man.
Wait, why?
The whole Sony, Fox, Marvel, Disney thing fell through after the first Spider-Man movie. So you had Captain America Civil War, then you had the Spider-Man movie. Then they're done. They're not talking to each other anymore.
Really?
They're just not going to use Spider-Man, but they've already inserted him into the Avengers timeline. You know what I mean? So it's just he's got to do it. Well, he actually stepped in behind the scenes and he pulled all the strings to make it happen. This is him just doing the same thing on a different format, just trying to throw confusion and get people talking about it, which ultimately is the right thing to do because, well, unfortunately, despite what he says, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, Jamie Foxx, Alfred Molina, and Benedict Cumberbatch have all signed on to do this fucking movie.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's going to happen. Not to mention, we know Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. And, well, what's his next movie? What's his character? Doctor Strange. What's his next movie? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, yes, sir, there is going to be a multiverse.
Okay, good. Because when he said that, what you were just saying about that being a good move because it gets people talking about it, I guess you kind of have a point because we're talking about it now, but the only reason why is because I wanted to know what you had to say about it because frankly, it kind of pissed me off. And I was like, well, I don't even care about it now because I got all hyped up about that. And if they're not doing it, screw it. I don't want anything to do with it.
And then people like you will stop talking about it for 6 months until it comes out. And then you're going to get all kinds of excited again because you forgot. And then it's you're going to get pissed off at first because it's oh yeah, all these people aren't going to be in it. And then you're going to hear that they are.
Nope,
and you're going to get excited again. Yeah, you will.
Not
you
me.
Shut up. You're going to be there opening night regardless.
No, I don't go and watch movies in the theater anymore because I'm afraid of COVID.
Neither does anybody else.
Yeah.
Only because I can stream it from my living room, sir.
What?
And I hate people.
What is a multiverse?
Chaz, take this one.
Really? Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
So a multiverse, there's actually plenty
wibbly
of
wobbly,
theories,
timey wimey.
And there's actually some physics to back up some of these theories about how our current universe is just one in a chain of universes that keep dying and renewing. And there's also a lot of theories out there that say that there's a lot of other parallel universes like ours where certain things might be different, physics might be different than how they are now.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
And
yes, I gotcha.
But basically, when you think about this is something I kind of like, kind of a little bit of a segue, but when you think about infinity, if the universe, and this isn't a multiverse thing, this is just I know, right? This isn't a multiverse thing so much. This is like a dying and being reborn, our universe. But if that happens an infinite number of times, then we'll have this conversation an infinite number of times. I just thought that was cool. Okay. In the multiverse perspective, though, as far as Marvel goes, it's basically same world, but variations on it. But Chaz, you please
let's put it
straighten that out a little bit.
The easiest, most simplest way I can think to explain it is Back to the Future terms.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you've got the timeline Marty and Doc were on, right? And then Biff from the future steals the almanac and he goes back to 1955 to give it to himself, right?
And just screws
which created a
up.
separate timeline. But Doc and Marty, Biff comes back, right? To bring the DeLorean back. Well, how did that happen if he gave the book to himself? It's because he's on a constant, he went back to his universe and his timeline, not the alternative. When Marty and Doc went to go back, and they went back to 1985, they jumped to the other universe. You following it?
Basically what it is anytime you screw with time isn't like linear like this. You can't just go back and then go forward and everything's the same. If you change something now, well, everything's changed from that point on. But the people that were here from the time you came from as you went back in time, they don't know. They keep going, right? Yeah. But when it gets to where they are again, now things are different. So there's two versions. And the more times you go back, the more versions there are. And the cool thing about comic books is anytime they want to do something different, they just throw another MF version into that thing. And they got a whole new world to explore. Yeah.
Flash is just the king of that.
I call that mental obesity.
It's kind of like retconning in a way without retconning.
It's kind of like, they used to have to like explain that stuff. That's why you had things like, what was it? The Planet of the Apes. So like the original Planet of the Apes movies, they wrote themselves into a box that they couldn't get out of. And so like now if they write themselves into a box and they kill Superman, they'll just say, oh yeah, well in this other universe we got the
and that's happened. They've had like Superman
that's just
die
lazy though, isn't it? Is that not just lazy?
Well, not really, because
it's like in the multiverse of madness that's coming out, if Doctor Strange goes back and gets an alternate version of Tony Stark to bring him back so that Iron Man's back in the Marvel universe, that will be lazy.
So
you mean like the third Avengers movie?
Okay, but check this out though.
And everybody's back alive.
This is the cool thing that can happen with a multiverse, just that whole construct. It's not so much like what we're talking about now, but if you have writers and they're like, what would happen if like Cyclops and Wolverine had a kid that had both their powers? Yeah, but Cyclops and Wolverine are both dudes. That can't happen. Okay, but what about like an alternate universe where Cyclops is a hot redheaded chick instead and Wolverine falls in love with her? And they're like,
we'll make Cyclops look like Jean Grey and Jean Grey look like Cyclops.
Exactly.
That'll work.
And that's what they do. And then they'll have like, universe 432 and you'll have young Wolvaclops that has, blades and laser beam eyes, and that's kind of why they do. There's some cool things that have come from some of it, but it's never. I can't take it too seriously. It's more kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. And a lot of it is when it's really dark. They do like really dark, gritty comic books with those concepts. It's kind of cool, but I don't know.
I can't take any of it seriously.
I'd rather just a fresh story. Personally.
I don't know. Like, are the comic book movies getting played out, or is it just that everybody's taking a break because of COVID, and so the huge box movies? You think they'll come back with like the comic book movies?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're not done milking that.
I mean,
cow.
Disney hasn't. Yeah, Disney's like not done. There's still a lot of life
just
in that
shifted into another gear.
Yet.
We're just now getting release dates for Loki's TV series, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series.
Yeah.
You know, to coincide with the next phase of the Avengers movies that are coming out, to go with the Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange. And I don't know how they're doing the new Black Panther movie. He's dead.
Well, I mean, they did bring back Paul Walker in every Fast and Furious movie, so it is possible. They also brought back Tupac.
Allegedly not doing that.
Well, they can just deep fake him.
Yeah.
They'll just deep fake him through the movie and then just clip his audio together and stuff like that. I mean, I guess the only thing they'd have to get around was making Chadwick Boseman's voice, but I guess they could just clip audio together from
actually
bring everything what they had.
Yeah, they could. Adobe actually
to do that.
Adobe. I can't remember how long ago it was. It was a few years ago, I think, and I'm pretty sure they scrapped it. But it was I need to look into that and see what happened to that program, because it was cool. They released a demo that what was it called? Voco or something like that. I might be completely wrong, but it was. If I remember correctly, they released a demo. It was like looked like TED Talkie, almost like a guy on stage with like a screen behind him. And he was showing off this new feature of Adobe Audition. It was this filter. For everyone that doesn't know, Audition is Adobe's like audio editing program. And I think it was Obama's voice, but it could have been any celebrity. It doesn't really matter. Or maybe it was the guy on stage. He actually said something to the mic, said a few lines, and then they highlighted it on the keyboard, typed out a sentence, and then hit process. And that voice now said what was typed in, and it sounded just like the dude. Yeah, because what this filter did was analyze the phonemes and tone and stuff like that of his voice and just build like a little, I guess, neural library of this, kind of like deep faking. And
I know exactly
for audio
what happened.
For audio, right.
One of Parrish's favorite 3-letter agencies appropriated said program.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be. How else are they going to get some of these convictions?
Well, we know that the damn government's not going to come up with it. Research and development? No.
That's something that I've actually thought about a lot, because like just last week we were doing the thing with the app, the Reface app. So to anybody that didn't see last week's episode, there's plenty of them out there. Actually, one of our friends just showed me another one. He didn't even know that we'd done that, and showed me another app that did something similar but different. So deep faking video has been around for, a little while. It takes a lot of computer power. You have to like analyze, say you take a clip from a movie and you analyze this actor's face, throughout all of these clips in this movie. And then you can film an actor doing whatever you want him to do, and then put that actor's face on the actor that you hired. Like, say you took Tom Cruise from Top Gun or something and analyzed his face in every single scene in that movie. And then you hired an actor to act like he was Tom Cruise and, doing something. Say you want to have him go and talk to little girls at a playground or something and film it. You can then take that actor that you hired and put Tom Cruise's face on him. It'll take a while, a lot of computing power, but the results are like legit. And they're doing this with actresses with like pornographic films. And it's blowing up because this technology is pretty legit. You can make it look like people are doing things that they don't. And it's really hard to tell if it's really well done. And now you throw in the whole audio side of it with Adobe. I think they canceled that program probably for obvious reasons, but that tech is out there still. It's not like they're the only ones that have thought of this. You could have anybody do whatever you want them to do and say whatever you want them to say and have video, audio evidence of it. Tell me that's not creepy.
That's creepy. I mean,
how would they even go about proving it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You'd have to get into like the metadata and stuff like that if you even could.
No, but I'm not even talking about that.
Metadata can be either washed or fixed too. You can change metadata.
But no, rather than change it, what if they film something else entirely? If you took something fresh so that it wasn't I mean, you could make it so it didn't have any of the markers that the video had been altered.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where everything, say you get arrested for murdering somebody, right? And they say, we have video evidence. And you say, well, I didn't murder this person. They're like, you're forgetting we have video evidence. And you say, well, great, bring it on, because it's not me. So the video evidence will exonerate me. And then they show the video evidence and it's clearly you and it's clearly your voice. But
Right.
you were home with, your wife and a couple of friends like all night, and we're 3 states over or something.
Right.
It's clearly you, clearly
It's
your
like
voice.
Next generation's the next generation of like Wag the Dog. And what would be the I mean, you can see people doing this with like world leaders and stuff like that.
There's already what's his name?
I mean,
from,
it's out there for sure.
Yeah, Jordan Peele, isn't that his name? The guy that's been directing all those movies. Yeah, he did the Barack Obama impression that he did, and they did a deep fake of Barack Obama with his words, and obviously, you could tell because it's not quite. Yeah, it's not quite Barack's voice because he just does the impression. Yeah. They weren't using this Adobe thing, but it looked pretty legit.
Yeah, but drop. Some serious money into it, like the kind of money that an entire nation has, or like China or something like that, some a major country like that with nefarious nefarious
Russia.
And I mean, if you had something like that. Honestly, if Prince Humperdinck had one of those, had this technology in The Princess Bride, he totally would have gotten away with starting a war with Gilder.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't have been thwarted.
Inconceivable.
Well,
he wouldn't have even needed Vicini.
We were just talking about
done all this from his room.
I think it was, I don't know, after the last show or after the show before that. I don't know. We were talking about China and their whole camera. So they have cameras all throughout their big cities, at least. I don't know how many cities they have cameras in, but all their big cities like Shanghai and Beijing and stuff like that. And they have software that runs that facially it identifies and tracks every citizen. So we actually have a picture here. I took a couple off the internet. So you can see right here, these little boxes over their faces with these numbers. Those are like their identifying numbers, and it can recognize the citizens. They can click on it, get all their information. It tracks them wherever they go. They also, private businesses like apartment complexes and stuff like that are starting to use similar things to where you don't even have to have keys for your apartment. You go shopping, whatever, and as you're walking back, the cameras just let the apartment know that you're coming, and it unlocks automatically for you.
I'm not sure
That's
how
insanity.
I feel about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure how I feel about it.
Well,
I'm quite sure how I
what
feel
about
about that.
what Facebook does with the facial recognition thing? Like you upload photos and it identifies people in your photos. You know what I mean?
Facebook?
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
Right.
Oh, Lord. What is going on here?
Uh-oh, Chaz has daddy issues. So, yeah, I actually have another picture of this here. So, yeah, this is what China has been doing for a little while now. And there's actually a Black Mirror episode that kind of touched on this in combination with another thing they're doing, which is a social ranking system. So if your social score gets low, say you, I don't know, like you commit are accused of committing a petty crime or a more serious crime or anything like that, or you don't have like a job that they deem like high enough standard or whatever, you start losing privileges. Like if you're low enough, you can't even leave the country anymore. You can't leave China.
You know, I've
what
heard,
if you let the
I've
Death
heard,
Star get destroyed?
I've heard even worse stuff than that, though, Chris. I've heard that it's like a credit score. This social credit score that like it goes up and down just like your credit does. When you use credit and say you don't pay your credit card, your credit score goes down. It's like that. And I have heard things as simple as being rude on the subway.
I'm sure they have cameras everywhere,
on
so
video.
Right.
Yeah, or people or causing a scene in public because
I would
every
never leave the
inch
house without my helmet.
Like every inch of their cities
you wonder why everyone wears masks over there
on camera. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's really something. It's really something. That communism stuff, like it's a lot of fun.
Think about this stuff with Facebook, and I'm not trying to imply that Facebook is tracking everybody and is, collaborating with the government and to track our movement.
We would
I'll
never
probably delete my Facebook profile after this episode. No, I'm not trying to say that at all, but it does draw some eerie parallels where we're giving this information freely. We're allowing ourselves to be exploited basically just by using these programs. We're giving up all of just like the deepfake thing. The way you get a better deepfake is the more frames from videos you can analyze of the face in all the different positions over time, which is just like what happens when you upload selfie after selfie after selfie after selfie to Facebook. Yeah, it's just kind of scary. So we're not there in this country, obviously yet, but there's
that we've been made aware of.
Yeah, right. We're not publicly there yet. I'm sure the government has things like this, probably not to this extent, just because we don't have camera systems everywhere. At least around where I live yet. But
the thing is, we have a constitution to protect us.
Yes,
and that's the biggest thing. A lot of these countries that are facing these just massive government overreach. I know one of them is Australia is getting it really bad. I don't know if you guys have seen much about that, but Australia is definitely. Oh, they're just reaching into people's homes. I've seen videos, especially is it Victoria? It's like a province over there in Australia where they're actually like going into people's homes, and arresting them for like not wearing masks inside their homes or having like get-togethers or something, like having anybody in their homes. It's gotten really, really bad.
They doing that in New York too?
And the thing is, not to that degree. But the thing is about that is they don't have a constitution, or at least not one like ours, like an unshakable document. And so that's what's keeping us safe.
And you got so many people out there that are just so willing to give up the rights that are, protected by that constitution. It's you gotta play that tape forward a little bit before you start giving up rights freely like that, because it might not affect you. Like I'm a huge Second Amendment advocate, like you are, Parrish, and Chaz will soon hopefully be. People can say, well, I don't like the Second Amendment because of whatever their stance is on it. So we don't need that. Okay, so we give up that right. Well, what about the people that don't think that free speech is all that important? Who cares if speech is protected? We don't need that one.
All right.
Once you start giving up your rights, kind of took a tangent there. Let's, let's rewind a little bit.
Getting a little dark on me there.
No kidding.
Well, it all goes back to, where we started on this was, China surveillance. And I think that it's important, there are a lot of people are very pessimistic these days. It's dark times. There's a lot of doubt and depression going on in the world and in the US for a lot of different reasons. But, we can take hope and take heart in the fact, and that's why I bring up the Constitution, is that, we are protected. And it is our responsibility to educate ourselves and to shore up our freedoms and make sure that they're not, so we won't end up like a China or a Russia or a Victoria, Australia.
Absolutely.
So, just keep that in mind. And there's no need to be pessimistic about that. That's a hopeful thing.
Yeah.
Let's lighten things up a little bit.
Right. I was just about to say,
just for all the viewers out there, if you ever want to play some kind of drinking game while you're watching our show, you have to take a shot every time Parrish says, Just
Did I say a lot?
you
I didn't
say
even
a
notice.
lot.
I didn't
You know,
even
see, I'm going to
notice.
go back and I'm going to go back.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to
Let's see if everyone
go
can
back and
count how
listen.
many times Parrish
Yeah,
has
you
said
know what?
Comment in the
this
comment
episode
section.
and drop it in the comment.
Yeah.
How about I'll
whoever,
do that.
whoever gets it right.
Let's tally how many times I say and how many times Chaz drops a 4-letter word and see who comes out of the head ahead of the end.
We're not talking about me here.
There's
We're
a lot
talking
of
about
4-letter
you.
words out there. But yeah, whoever gets the number of ums, because I wasn't paying attention either, we'll feature whatever you want featured next week. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll take a special request.
Feature some special
One
you can feature some special sign language from
One
me.
thing that
Both
never seems to go away, though, I mean, we talk about giving up rights and everything. One thing I would very gladly give up are all the stupid people in this world. And I would love to just revisit that stupid people of the world segment just for a fun little ender one more time. Let's all share a story.
I got one, and it's beautiful.
Okay.
It's already caught on at work, and it's going to give me the worst Father of the Year award ever.
Wait.
It's about my 11-year-old.
Oh, come
who
on.
will be 12 tomorrow. She joined a basketball team.
Nothing wrong with that.
She's getting better, but she's not, she's not Michael Jordan or, LeBron James or anybody. So she's got this habit, the last 2 games and her last 3 practices, of trying to catch a basketball with her face.
Ooh.
Like, baby, that is not the right appendage to use when trying to catch a ball.
Yeah.
And I may have been just trying to drill a point home and taken it a little far. You guys have heard that expression. You skipped full retard and went straight to potato.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I told her spirit animal was a potato.
I shouldn't be laughing at that. That's my goddaughter, but just
her only argument. It's not an animal. Not an animal. So now, anytime someone, not even talking to her, anytime the word potato comes up, you'll hear from the other side of the house, it's not an animal.
But the thing about that, it's not even like because of your daughter or just the spirit animal being a potato is what's making me laugh.
It's caught on at work. So this is like something people are saying to each other now. It's just like, your spirit animal's a potato. Anytime somebody does something stupid, awesome.
Oh gosh.
Right.
I got I have a quick story about stupid. So the other day I had to take my dad to pick up his car from the shop, and I was driving home by myself, and they've been putting roundabouts all around here. They just keep putting more and more, and people in America just can't seem to figure out roundabouts. So anyways, I enter into this roundabout, and right as I enter into it, the guy that is like at the next cross street, what it would be at a normal 4-way, he's entering in as well. So perfect timing. Great. That's just how it should be. The lady behind him doesn't even stop, doesn't even look to see if a car, namely me, is right there, just follows right behind him.
Yep.
Just like I lay on my horn. Did she look? Did she flinch? Nothing. Just dead stare.
Yep.
What
Never
are
looked.
you doing behind the wheel? Ooh.
Her spirit animal is a potato.
Yeah. She's definitely a potato.
See, potatoes should not drive.
No, they should.
We can all agree.
It is not an animal.
Mine is very fast. It's walking into the grocery store, about 10 feet away from the sliding glass doors is a portly woman.
He said
in her maybe mid to late 50s.
Okay.
And she's got her mask down underneath her chin, smoking a cigarette, and lets me know not so nicely that I'm not wearing a mask as I'm like entering the doors. So, did I say that she was sitting in one of the like a power chair? She's sitting in a power chair.
Their spirit animal is definitely a potato. That does work. That really does legitimately work. I'm going to start thinking that every single time I see just one of these people. Yeah.
If I would have known that, I would have told her that her spirit animal was a potato.
That would have been great. Would have said you that. Probably would have rocked her world. Because she probably had been like, you know what? Damn, that's right. I need to change. I
doubt it.
No way. Just like that lady in that roundabout, probably still driving with that dead stare, just has never stopped.
Yesterday, you mentioned the grocery store. I'm leaving the grocery store, and this old lady's not even paying attention, just up over, just up and over a curb. Just. Yeah, and then literally got stuck.
I got
wheels on either side of it.
I got a story in a parking lot as well. It wasn't a grocery store, but just a parking lot. And I had walked out to my car. I was parked. So imagine it's like a big square parking lot, and there's like 4 rows, right? And so I'm parked like close to the store. There's like 3 cars in the parking lot. One is all the way like furthest away from the store, parked nose away from the store, and I see. As I'm walking out, there's only these 2 other cars. I get into my car, put it into first gear, and I hear tires squealing, and that car comes flying by me in reverse, squeals to a stop right before like going up the little walkway to the door of the store, puts it in drive and drives away. He reversed all the way across 4 like lanes of parking spaces. What?
Seems legit. Legit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But
it's the kind of thing that makes you lose faith in humanity.
Yeah.
The parking lot of the grocery store.
I know. It's hard. It's hard sometimes out there, but it just be like that sometimes. Just be like that.
But we persevere. We get our little fun, tidbits of life when we get to see our Easter eggs of binary code.
Yep.
Getting trying to troll Elon Musk, and those are the little things.
So the other day I came home from the grocery store. Just told you real quick. Kids helping me put groceries away. I pick up the bag of potatoes and I'm like, "Hey, I brought some of your friends."
Oh my gosh.
And with that, everybody, please subscribe, comment in the comment section with how many Parish said, and any suggestions you got for our 100 subscriber little offer thing. Share this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, everybody. Have a good week. Until next time.
Her spirit animal is a potato.